Zoom, zoom, like a race car flight, but it ain't a car. It's a super fast tortoise going the speed of light, breaking all the
Even in space, a group of tortoises is called a creep. Welcome to Super Fast Tortoise.
Start the morning with coffee in your cup. Time to hang out with friends and chat it up. Bring a smile and good luck. Hit that like button and let's chat it up. Good times start with us, you and me. Good morning, welcome to the morning coffee show. Let's talk from in the shell and share good vibes and good times. Friends and trends that bend the senses. Let's get up, it's senseless. Welcome to the morning coffee show, where we bring good vibes and good times. Welcome to the morning coffee show with Super Fast Tortoise. Welcome to the morning coffee show, where we have the flow. Good vibes from head to toe.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Super Fast Tortoise Morning Coffee Show.
Whoa, whoa, everybody now, yeah, rock your body now, yeah. The Tibalts is here today.
What's up, party people?
How's it going?
I'm pretty good. It's the morning, everybody. Morning, brain fish, full house.
Hello.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Morning.
don't worry. There'll be a secret cameo coming on later if it works out. So check it out. Stay tuned. And you know what fish is on night? It's there we go. Oh man, so I am still trying to calm down from last night. But let's introduce everybody. First of all, we have
Time to rock.
we got the TheoneRAYman. Woo, 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 woo. That's right.
We are back. We are back at Mr. B's Game Lounge after being away from here all week. I'm glad to be here. I am tired because I did feel like I was having to talk Tortoise off the ledge last night.
That's right.
I missed something, obviously.
Yep. Then we have MTG Hillbilly.
Dang, blaggit.
He looks like he's got Harry Potter's invisibility cloak.
That's right.
I sure do, dang, blaggit.
It's that green on green. It's that green on green. What do you call it? Green screen thing going on. I can't think of the proper word. But yeah,
Gamma.
yeah, the gamma. But then, my friends, we have
Tibalts Apprentice wins. Flawless victory.
If only.
What are you talking about? You're the guy who put so much sodium in a deck that the salt level could kill a person if they tasted it.
Doesn't lead to victory, though. That's the problem always.
It definitely does not.
I get it. But then we
The
have
Rhino Blitz.
Nice.
What's up, party people?
what's up, party people?
Got some great buzzing news towards the upcoming unveiling of Lorwyn coming next week for the show on the first episode of the show.
Nice.
Also, I am one step closer to getting my Etsy store up and running. I finally got the right size printer for the playmats.
Nice.
Nice.
Pretty awesome.
So I got 1,000 blanks. So they'll be able to get custom design, whatever designs you want, guys, and I'll be able to get them made up and shipped out.
That sounds awesome.
Oh, well, I will definitely be ordering some Mr. B's Magic Play.
And real quick, if you like, I can show you the first one I did. If you give me a second to change the camera view. Where is it? Boom.
That's a boring playmat.
There you go.
Oh, there we go. Oh, nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
And a nice stitch edging and everything, guys. Stitch edges and everything.
Cool.
Oh, sweet. Oh, yeah. I'll definitely be ordering a play set of those. That way we'll have official Mr. B's battling at the Bees play mats for when we do our stream.
Just make sure your images aren't copyrighted.
Oh, no. All of our images are I have permission from the original author in writing.
Good.
Thank you, Jesse, if you're watching this.
Thank
And
you.
that's enough out of me.
That's right. Oh, it's a good day. I'm trying to figure out this link. I got to back out really quick and I'll come back in and we'll talk some more. Holy cow. Today, I haven't brain.
Tortoise's brain is a little bit fried. He had an experience last night that we'll be talking about shortly. So he's I think Tort's still a little tilted.
Yeah. So how has everybody been doing?
Good.
What?
Other than my girl totaled her car 2 days ago.
No.
I canceled a 40K tournament that's scheduled for this weekend, so people don't do exactly what apparently happened to Rhino Blitz's girlfriend.
Yeah.
Oh,
that
yeah.
ice and snow mix was insane.
So-
in brain.
Big F-250 over her Toyota Yaris.
Oh, man.
We got Lone Wolf in chat. Lone Wolf.
Lone Wolf.
Lone Wolf, we miss you, buddy. Hope everything's
Miss
doing
you.
good for you, pal.
We miss you, Lone Wolf. Just for that.
Gotta join a pod sometime, man.
Lone Wolf.
That's right. There we go. Surprise guest of the hour.
Hey,
Hey.
Oh,
how's it going, Cookie Dude?
Cozy Dude.
Cool, they don't.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry you guys have been sick. It sucks. Hope you guys get better and well, functioning again.
Look at my sound.
Oh, but yeah, everybody, welcome to Could You Dude. Rayman, this is my daddy-os from California. Yeah.
Oh, pleasure.
Pleasure.
And with that, let's give him his proper introduction if I have it. There we go. Koji Dude.
Nice.
That's funny. All right. Man, it is that time of day. Wow. Everybody's coming together. But let's get to that special thing, that special time where we go to
Card of the day.
Ooh, card of the day. I don't even know how to announce that. The Bugenhagen?
Bugenhagen.
Bugenhagen. Wise Elder.
Yep.
The Genetic of the Green, 1/3, legendary creature, human shaman, reach. This is at the beginning of your upkeep. If you control a creature's power 7 or greater, draw a card. Tap one mana of any color. That's pretty solid.
nice.
And this card was shared to us by Rayman in Discord, where you can share cards for the cards of the day if you want to be a part of the show and participate.
I'm currently building this commander. Due to some UPS snafus, my previous deck that I was working on, a bunch of the cards got lost. I wasn't going to get all of them without having to go to 4 different online retailers to buy them. So I said, heck with that, I'll just wait. So I decided to build something else, and I was looking for a commander that a lot of people were not playing. This thing has less than 1,000 decks on EDH Rec.
Right?
So I was like, okay, this seems interesting. And I'm a big Final Fantasy VII fan. I remember playing it. I was 14 years old when it came out. Still a huge fan of the game. So having another Final Fantasy VII commander is awesome. And this guy is super unassuming, right? Like, he's just a mana dork in the command zone. But I'm building just ramp.deck.
Mm-hmm.
It runs all of the 4 mana costs. Go find 2 basic lands and put them into play cards.
Mm-hmm.
And in my early play testing, I have like 7 mana when I untap on 3, which is pretty solid.
It's pretty solid. Reminds me of the scars I got last night.
Yeah. So I have no instant win combos in this deck. I have no way to like infinitely build anything. It just wants to put bodies on the table. That I don't have any way to. I have 1 card that pumps them. I have the green Dominus
Right.
from the Phyrexian set, and then I mean there is a Craterhoof Behemoth in there, but I don't have any way to tutor it. I don't run Worldly Tutor. It's green, so there's not a ton of card draw in the deck.
Mm-hmm.
There's Regal Force lets me draw a card for every green creature I control. I run the Wild Speaker one that lets you draw a card for like the greatest power, and I think there's only 2 draw spells I have. But it basically just wants to put big booties on the table and smack stuff.
You should
I
run.
think it's really
You should.
interesting.
You should run Formidable Speaker in that. At least to get a way to search. To at least get a way to search for a creature.
So that's the reason I don't. That's the reason I don't want to. I don't want to run tutors. Is I don't want to make the deck too consistent. I just want to hit. I just want to grab whatever big. I just want to grab whatever big smack things that I get, put them on the table, and hit stuff with them.
Gotcha.
So no tooth and nail, huh?
Nope, no tooth and nail. The only thing that gives me a lot of value is I have an Apex Devastator. It costs 10 mana. It should give you some value.
Right. Well, that's pretty cool.
And then I have an enchantment that says whenever a creature with a power 5 or greater enters the battlefield, you get to discover X, where X is its mana cost.
Yeah,
So,
it's you discover X, where X is creature's power, and you get to cast it if it's no. You discover if the creature's power 5 or greater, then you discover X. Well, yeah, I know what card you're talking about. It's in my dinosaur deck, one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I said, I don't have a way to search for any of that stuff. I have no tutors in the deck. I think I don't know if I put any game changers in this deck.
Right.
I don't. Off the top of my head, I don't think I did. The only thing that I might have thought about putting in would have been something like an Ancient Tomb.
Right.
But either way, I'm really excited to play this deck. I played it online testing a little bit. It doesn't kill super fast. Like 7 is about as fast as it's going to kill someone, and that's a person. So I'm pretty happy with how it's testing so far.
Nice.
And I wanted to share it because I think this is an underappreciated commander. Like I said, there's I'm pretty sure less than 1,000 decks on EDH Rec that run this guy as their commander.
Well, it's a decent mana dork, if anything.
Decent as well.
Yeah.
Well, with that, we're gonna move on to the picture of the day. The picture of the day is it's like the MTG bracket system is some kind of secret code to be unlocked and discovered.
Some people get it, some people don't.
That's right.
I'll be
the
the
bracket
first
system
one.
is can you read?
Yeah, but I mean, I'll be the first to admit it screwed me there for a loop, but I got it under control the last few months, so got it, well under.
And look how well the AI did on this creature. One hand has 4 fingers, the other hand has 3 fingers. Someone got a message.
Somebody did.
Yeah.
It's not me. My phone's on silent.
My phone's on silent. My phone's on silent.
Oh, we all know who it is. What is it? This is a fun picture I was messing around with on AI generation app, and I'm trying to get a really good picture of a turtle trying to break a code, and I'm like doing math, and I tried like typing that math meme where you see the picture of the lady's face and the numbers floating around.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
So I was trying to do. So but
that's kind of what I got. That's nice.
That's exactly what I was thinking about. Was the math lady?
Yeah.
So
that's what I was doing. Yeah.
It's not that complicated, people. I promise you, it's not. It's just read what they've said.
Read what they say.
Follow it. You'll be fine.
That's right. And with that, we're going to move on to the next portion of the day. Presented by Discord, we have the question of the day. Question of the day is brought to you by yours truly. Let's see what I had to ask. Super Fast Tortoise here with the question of the day. Where's my hat?
It's right there on your left-hand side. I can almost see it.
He threw it on the ground out of frustration, like an NFL coach throws his headset. He doesn't have his assistant coach over there to get it and like fix it and give it back to him.
Right.
And then that's it.
That's it. Gone.
That's funny. That's right. The question of the day was, where's my hat? Well, if anybody sees, I have hats hanging on the wall, and I think I'm going to stop playing Magic. I'm all Pokemon now. We're going to start playing Pokemon.
Less lawsuits?
Yeah, right?
Really?
I don't think anybody's complaining about the front run of Pokemon.
Hey, there was a huge lawsuit. Those who don't know, Uri Geller, who was I will use this word, psychic, who sued the Pokemon Company, and that was the reason that I don't remember which form it is, but it's the first form of, I think it's Abra, the psychic guy with the spoon, was not available for decades because Uri Geller sued them because his whole thing was that he was able to bend spoons and melt spoons, and it was like a whole thing. But yeah, so there have been some crazy Pokemon lawsuits out there.
Wow.
Yeah, the one Ray mentioned is one I knew of. That was very wild.
You know what's funny? Speaking of Abra, last night I was watching. Well, not last night, but the night before I was watching on TV, and a commercial came on for a new cleaner called Abracadabra. A new cleaner.
Sure, makes things disappear. Makes sense.
Things disappear, exactly.
That's right. Could you, dude?
Like,
Hey, what's up?
What's up? How you doing?
Hanging in there.
Yeah.
Doing good.
Well, that's good. I'm glad to see you here. Thank you for jumping on. Thank you for reaching out, saying you want to be on the show. It's been a while since we had a good music talk with you.
Yeah, it's been a while. I've kind of been not doing much. You know, I've just been I've had a lot of medical problems last month, so
Oh,
Sorry to hear that.
sorry to hear that.
hanging out.
But you still got the double vision going on?
Yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry.
came back, and they don't know what's going on.
Mm.
So I got a bunch of imaging to do. But other than that, you know, I'm surviving,
Surviving.
hanging in there.
That's good.
You know, glad I get on the show. You know, I know some of the people here. You know,
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while.
Yeah, it has.
if people don't know, I'm Super Fast's papa.
That's right.
That's awesome.
That's
I'm
awesome.
also a huge fan of music. I feel like we probably have some similar musical tastes.
You love music from the 80s and 70s. You're a jazz.
Oh, buddy, I do.
Oh, the
In the late
music from the 70s and 80s. That's you're talking my soul, man.
That's right. He got a lot. Like in the room he's in now is legitimately surrounded by records and cassettes and 8-tracks and reels.
One of
I
my
have to play.
one of my all-time favorite songs, "Sweet Child of Mine."
Sweet.
Guns N' Roses.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right. Rock on.
very few days pass that I do not listen to Led Zeppelin.
All right.
Oh, absolutely, all day, every day.
No Zeppelin.
All right, really quick.
Oh, I love Led Zeppelin.
Ryan Nowicki. What's up, Ryan? He says,
Ryan.
hey guys, avoiding pub stomping is usually just asking the right questions and seeing if someone's vibes are off. The best question is what turn in the deck can go all lethal by itself. Yep, that is very true. And I think Legion of Potato says this is the most people I've seen on the stream before. Also nice stained reference. Yeah.
I agree with what Ryan said, but I also, as I've stated, and me and Tibalt here have talked about, I feel like some people are just completely inadequately prepared to explain how powerful their deck is and actually know when it can go off.
Right.
And my question becomes: is that a choice? Are people deliberately being ignorant about what
Deliberately
the
being
best can do
ignorant.
also?
Yeah, deliberately being ignorant.
Right. Like last night's
It's not,
conversation.
yeah.
Last night's conversation was if I get the perfect 6 cards in hand, I can win turn 1. But usually I don't do anything.
Yeah, that's what dude said. That's what dude said.
Yeah. Then he won like by turn 4. I'm like, what? I mean, the first game I won, Rhino Blitz was there.
Yeah.
I won by coincidence, basically. The second game, everybody had a win condition out by turn 3 or turn 4.
Wow.
Rayman went back there.
I had nothing.
I went
I
back
had
and-
nothing. I had nothing going on in that game.
Tort messaged me, and I could tell. I was like, man, I missed some stuff. I was able to watch some of the first game while I was at the radio station between games because we have like a break between when the girls and the boys play. So I was able to watch some of it and get an idea of what was going on. And then I caught the end of it, and then there was like, okay, we're going to play another game, and I didn't get to see what happened. And then I come by the lounge to organize some stuff for tonight. We're going to play 2-headed giant tonight. And I get I get these messages and I'm like, something real bad happened in that second game.
Right.
So I immediately go home and watch it, and I wish I had recorded my reaction, because I basically sit there like, really, this is what's happening? And it wasn't just go back and watch the VOD, guys. It'll literally take you 10 minutes to watch the entire second game, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I want to say hi really quick before you go to work. Thank you for stopping by.
Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah.
It wasn't just what was happening. I had major issues with some things that people were saying, and I'm very glad that I was not the fourth person in this game last night, because I would have had.
Hattie makes a good, really quick. Hattie makes a good point. He was in the game last night. He says that was due to Descent of Avernus out, giving everybody extra mana, but 6 extra mana in the defense. That was the thing. The game was sped up, but it was still insane.
Yep.
Yeah, I would have had Torch stop the stream, because what I said would not have been okay on stream.
Right. Like the most ridiculous thing about last night that doesn't involve Hattie. Is one core had a win condition out by turn 3. Like turn 4, he would have won.
Yeah, and that had nothing to do with the extra mana.
Right. And like that's been something that I've been realizing a lot lately. Is there's a lot of people like the extra mana thing makes sense that push the game, because if you have big cards in hand, there's extra mana out there, you can play big spells. But some of the people who've been trying to come on stream, or some people I've seen on a few other games, or talk to other people, having a hard time explaining their deck more proficiently, more correctly, or even describing their deck's win cons. Because when someone has a win condition by turn 4, you're like, is that a bracket 4 deck? Because extra mana will speed up games. Just in general, like that's what breaks it up. Now, one thing that was discussed behind scenes so far, like you can have a deck on Architect or Moxfield and it'll be listed as a bracket 3, but it doesn't calculate your bracket 4 wins or anything. And bracket 4 wins is usually like winning by turn 3, turn 4, so on.
3 and 4,
And so when you look at that, your attention should be like, well, maybe my deck is listed as a bracket 3, but maybe I should list it as a bracket 4, because the win con that early is insane.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? There are, like I'll go back to the very first game I played against you guys on stream, right?
Mm-hmm.
You guys are like, hey, we're gonna play bracket 4 decks. I don't have a bracket 4 deck, right? But I brought the top end of my bracket 3 decks I have. It's a combo artifact deck. It's very easy to disrupt. It wins on turn 7 pretty consistently. But it's very easy to disrupt. And when that game was over, I had my friends who were watching the game support me, and I appreciate all of them watching, message me like, Ray, those guys weren't playing bracket 4 decks. And I'm like, yeah, I know, something's off. And that was when I was like, okay, so they think they're bracket 4 because something told them they were bracket 4.
Right.
Not because they actually have the power level of a bracket 4.
Right.
And so that it can go both ways, right? Like your Architect can tell you that your deck is far more powerful than it actually is, and then you go and play an actual bracket 4 deck, and you're like, oh, I'm in real trouble, because I don't think there's anybody sitting in. I mean, maybe Rhino. I don't know what all he plays, but I don't think there's anybody here right now who has a deck that they would consider bracket 4 that can deal with an Atali on turn 2, 60%.
Right.
I can do that with the bracket 4 deck I built. Right.
And another example of this is Hibble is a bracket 4 vampire deck that plays like bracket 3, just has a couple bracket 4 things in it. And I have a bracket 3 deck that can play like a bracket 4. Like Hattie's saying here, is like his Tifa deck is really good spot in a really odd spot. Says it feels like it pub stomps in 3s, but it never does anything in 4s. Like bracket 4 games. I have a deck that's exactly like that. My Rafika the mini deck can remove players from a game within turn 3, turn 4 usually. But like you remove a player, not win the game, remove a player.
Right.
If not dealt with, can win the game, which has happened before. So like, when it comes to that, how do we justify the bracket system Like if it pub stomps 3s, but it can't do nothing in 4s, it's still a 4. Because
Yeah.
pub stomps
Which
3s.
which is where I come to this suggestion. 7 brackets.
Past 7 bracket. I think we could be justified with a 5th bracket or
No,
a 6th
but think
bracket.
about it this way. So 7, right? You know, in the 7 there's a middle. So right in the middle is where you put those decks, that bracket that fall between 3 and 4, and the last bracket is what would be confirmed as CDH now. And the 6th
Here's the
bracket would
problem
be.
with this, right? I don't think the problem is the brackets. I think the problem is the people.
It is the people, but
Like they adding more brackets isn't going to solve the problem of people not knowing where their deck belongs, right? It's
Yeah.
just be like, oh, well, okay, so I have 7 now to choose from, but I'm going to make a 4 and it's probably still a 3, or I'm going to build this 4 that's really a 5.
Right.
I think the
Definitely
problem,
intent.
yeah,
Definitely
I
intent
don't
is
think
what
the
you have to
problem
lean
is
into.
needing more brackets to put people into. I think the problem is finding a way to help educate people on how to properly gauge their deck.
Hattie, that's a good point. Adding more brackets just feels like we're going back to the 110 power level. That's very true.
Yep.
Yeah.
No,
Their deck was a
maybe
7,
just
and then you hope that it was a 7.
maybe just add 1 and make the 6th one like CDH, make the 5th one 4, and then the 3 one the in betweens. That's what I was getting at.
You know what I think is missing from the bracket system picture, right?
Yeah.
And just to kind of clarify what I mean by the bracket system picture is this picture right here. What I think is missing from this picture that people are not including is the whole document that Gavin Verhey posted about talking about how to use the bracket systems that we covered before, where it's like Expedition, you can build a bracket 4 Expedition deck basically, and it worked good, but that doesn't mean it's Expedition 1. It means it's a 4. Same with Core 2. You can build a bracket 4 Core 2 deck. Doesn't mean it's Core 2. It's bracket 4. So on and so forth. You can have a bracket 4 deck that runs like a 3, so it's probably a 3 with some bracket 4 cards. And that's kind of the way you have to enable and conversate at the table. Is be like, I know the bracket system. This is the intent behind the deck. Here's how fast it goes. That's kind of what we're expecting, because that's what we try to do in games, is try to talk about what we expect in the game. Like
I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. Like, I mean, like you just blew it up and I just read it and I understood it just as you're explaining it. Like, I don't understand people.
So, like I said, Tor, the thing that's missing from that graphic, and when I hope we get the next update, the one thing they add is that the entire upper third is just in big, bold ass letters, intent.
Right.
Like above all else, it's intent and then everything else.
Yeah.
And I know that's difficult to understand. And I understand Hattie's problem, right? I've been in that where I'm like, man, this deck's too powerful for 3. What do I do? And I've had to make conscious decisions. Okay, what is my deck doing that makes it so powerful at 3? How can I tone that down without just completely neutering myself? How can I bring the power level down a little bit? And it takes iterations and it takes time. But that's how I personally have solved that same problem.
I think there's another issue there where I think that people being honest would actually be more helpful. People want to hide the fact of what their deck does and don't want to say, well, I'm here to win and this and that. They think that other people won't play with them. But I think more open, honest discussion, more discussion about intent would be more helpful, because then everybody would enjoy the game more. I actually brought this up before when we talked about it, and I still kind of stand by it. I feel like when we did the 1 to 10 bracket system, or just bracket, or just asking people what their deck was, the power level, it forced people to explain what their power level was, and we got a more accurate standing of it, because it wasn't regimented. This is just a tool. The bracket system is just a tool. It's not supposed to be the solution. So when we had the random bracket systems out there, not even bracket system, when we had the power levels that we talked about, they were arbitrary. They weren't necessarily printed out any place. And so people had to tell you what they felt their deck was. And I think that was a better and maybe more accurate discussion than people trying to min-max things in a bracket level.
Right. And
I really like I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, but Covert Go Blue, who is a big arena player, he actually has a commander show that he does called The Worst Possible. And when the game starts, CGB and his friends, they all go around the table and they talk about what their commander is, and then they flat out tell you what is the worst possible thing your commander does, right? And I actually suggest, this is before brackets, when we were still doing power level, when I was first getting in commander, I loved this idea. And when we have new people show up to the lounge to play commander who we've never played with, I still ask them, I'm like, okay, what's the worst thing that your deck can do? Like, what is its big thing?
Right.
And I think it really gives you a good idea, especially if you know the game of Magic, right? Like if they tell you, well, hey, I'm trying to do this specific combo, then you can follow up together. Well, do you run a bunch of tutors, or you can know by what those cards are, like how fast that deck truly can be. So I'm actually a big fan of what CGB did, and I know he kind of did it as a gimmick, but I love worst possible. Hey, what's the worst possible thing your deck can do? Right. And it was one of the things that I'm going to recommend to Tort before the games go live. When you're talking to people about their decks, hey, what's the worst thing that your deck can do?
See, that kind of happened last night, but not in the full extent about what the worst can do. But like the people would be like, well, my deck can, like someone said, my deck can win by turn 4 if I have turn 1 if I have the exact 6 cards I need. I'm like, what?
Well, that's insane. That tells you your intent right there. That tells you right on the beginning.
Right.
So another thing, I don't mean to cut anybody else off, but another thing while I'm thinking about it, I've been thinking about this before we went live and stuff too. I didn't talk to anybody about this, but I think there also needs to be I'm going to use some loose words here. I think there needs to be a reward for good sportsmanship and playing and stuff. I think that in addition to a winner of your commander night, of your commander game or whatever, I think there needs to be a game champion, not necessarily the person that won the game, but who most accurately described their deck, had the most amazing plays, even if they lost the game. Mm-hmm. I think those are the things that need to be celebrated if we're going to keep it casual, because otherwise I think we wind up
for the camaraderie.
Yeah. I think everybody just goes into an arms race otherwise.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you look too closely at it.
We do a sportsmanship award.
Yes, something like that.
You may not win a single game, but if your opponents were like, hey, man, this guy was super fun to play against. He showed great sportsmanship. I made a mistake, but because 40K is a very, very complicated game. I think Magic would shine in a situation where that was a thing, right? Where you rewarded people for being good sports, for not getting salty, for accurately describing their deck. And I think that would be a phenomenal thing as a whole. And it is something that we do here. When we do our Friday Night Magic, we give away a promo pack to a basic non-foil promo pack to the people who win the pods. And then we hand out 2 foil promo packs to the people who have shown good sportsmanship and things like that. So we try to do that here already. It's a fantastic idea. I wish more places would pick up on this idea.
Me too.
Because I think that it would help. It would help the community as a whole. It would help Magic that still has this reputation of being a very, very cutthroat game. And in some ways it still is. But it shouldn't be in Commander. Because Commander, unless you're playing CDH, which I'm not talking about, nothing what I'm saying refers to CDH. If you're not playing CDH, Commander is still a casual format that's meant to be played for fun with your friends and just have a good time while you're doing it. And it's not supposed to be, cut the throat of the first person that you can do.
Right. All right.
Yeah, something more fun than, like, let's say, Cards Against Humanity shenanigans.
Right. Omega, hello. Legion Potato said that's a great idea. Canadian Voice, what's up? I want to make sure I said that right, so sorry if it sounded weird. Spell Table is good for this. Why is Stopped going to LGS? So many people will lie when they sit down. I just want to play a fun game with weird gameplay mechanics, but try hard ruin it. try hard. Yeah, I get what you're saying. So you like people like here's one of my issues with like talking about your deck. Like cause I can understand both realms of how you want to talk about your deck. Like, what's the worst possible your deck can do? Well, part of you is like, I don't want to explain my win conditions. I don't want you to be able to telegraph those. But at the same time, it's like, how are you supposed to expect what's going on in the game if you don't have a good thing? So when I talk about one of my decks, like say my dinosaur deck, says the worst it can do is play big creatures by turn 5, turn 6, I should say, turn 6. And the best it can do, the best it can do is win by stompy stomp if no one can handle it. You know, how do I explain that even better? I mean, it's a
well, see, and that's the thing, right? That's enough because you're not trying to combo off with 4 cards and then just the game just ends. You are wanting to put big dinosaurs on the table as fast as possible, turn them sideways, and if you can't deal with that, you're going to lose the game, right?
I think there's another paradox here too, where why are you, and I'm not calling out you specifically, but why are you as a person afraid of showing what your deck can do? You know, you're going to try to sneak a win in. Well, everybody's trying to win the game. So who cares if they know exactly, if your deck relies on 1 card to win, well, then I'm going to say maybe that's a problem of designing the deck. If you're telegraphing, if giving away 1 card is your 1 win condition, that's a problem. You haven't built your deck. You're not really playing the game then.
Because I try to explain my deck and how it works more than I try to give away everything.
Sure, and that's understandable. But like,
what are you
trying to disguise?
Right. And I will talk about CEDH for a second. When you sit down at the CEDH table and you look at somebody's commander, you know immediately how they're trying to win the game, right? You know exactly what they're going to do. You know, if you're sitting down and you see Timna and Crom or Thrasios and Timna, that they're going to try and demonic consultation or demonic pack into a Thassa's Oracle. You know this.
Right. Canadian voice says people who come into my LGS come in last place in the local tournament need to get their ego back. Stomping and casual is what I'm just talking about. All right, that's what.
I get that, and what Canadian voice is talking about, I put that failure on the people who run the events.
Yep.
Right. I
not popularly policing it.
I have through so much hard work, and I don't get paid. For those people who don't know, I stream from here. I do not make a dime for Mr. B's Game Lounge. I spend far more money here than I will ever make because I make none. Okay, but I run their magic because somebody needed to, and I had the experience. I had the want to do it, and I've built up, thankfully, over the time now, a group that if somebody comes in with a deck. And because I'm not in every pod, obviously, right? If we're playing, we got 18 people a day playing Magic. I'm not in every pod.
Right.
People have now felt comfortable coming up to me and like, hey, man, we just played this game and this guy, he played this deck and I don't really know about it. Could you talk to him? Absolutely. And I'll go over and I'll just like, hey, man, can we have a talk and sit down and have a conversation? Because we're trying to build a fun atmosphere. And that is on your LGS to make that happen. And if they're not, then that's their fault. They're not doing their job. And again, I'm doing the job I'm not getting paid for because I love this game and I want to see it grow in my community. I want this place to succeed because it's the only place that's not 45 minutes to an hour away that I can go play Magic.
Nice.
So if you have a place, go talk to the owner. Maybe they just don't know. And if they know and then don't care, then that's a whole separate thing. But maybe they just don't know. Or whoever's running, if it's not the owner, if you have a judge that's running your event.
See. What Omega just said. And what Ray was alluding to, and what I think Torres was alluding to, if you don't mind me butting in real quick. Scared of us blue players stop and keep pieces. Like if you're worried about what you're, and then Tibalt mentioned it's like 1 piece. You've got 1 win con. Yeah. I try to build my decks, like my premise of decks, to have more than 1 win con.
Right.
More than a couple like small combos. You know, a couple of this. Like you got to have multiple.
Yeah, if you're gonna, because otherwise you're on a mission to get that win, and winning is your only goal. It doesn't seem like, you're there for fun. You may consider winning fun. Not everybody has that same vision of fun. You know what I mean? If you ask people what's fun about the game, you're going to get similar answers, but chances are you're not going to get the same answer throughout. And I think it feels bad when a player comes in that is solely focused on the win as fun and takes advantage of other people that are maybe there to experiment, to play, just to have enjoyment out of it. So I think that discussion has to happen more than just relying on the bracket system to tell you what your deck does or to min-max what that is so that you get the win.
Right.
And if you're playing if you're playing a combo deck, right, then there's not a whole lot you can do, right? If you're playing combo, when you sit down and you know that your deck wins by combo, you're going to sit down and you're going to try to do your combo. There's not a whole lot else you can do. You're going to try to protect your combo, and you've built your deck hopefully to protect your combo. In my mono blue deck that tries to win by playing Sensei's Dividing Top a bunch of times, I have redundancies to protect my Senseis, and I even have a way to get it back out of exile if it happens to get exiled.
Right.
But I know that's a risk that I'm running in that deck, that it's very fragile, that it is it's not immune to disruption, right? You can disrupt it on a lot of different axes. And that's something that in deck building I have to think about. I have to build redundancies in. I agree that some people are sitting down and they're just going to try to win, but I also think that depends what kind of deck you're playing, right? If you're just playing a creature-based deck, then you're probably just going to play creatures, and you may block, you may swing. But if you're playing a combo deck specifically, your only way to win is to sit down and just try to do the combo. But I think it's important to say that, hey, this is a combo deck, right? I'm going to try to win with a combo.
Right.
I think it's about intent and communication. You have to talk to people. You have to let people know. And if you're trying to hide what you're doing, then I'm weary of why you're trying to hide it. Like, what information are you not wanting to give me? And in some cases, it might be completely benign.
Right.
Yeah.
But I feel like in the cases that we're talking about specifically based on a few games that have happened recently, I don't think that it would be benign. I think it's people just wanting to win and doing whatever it takes to win.
And I think it's important to remember that people are coming at this from different angles. The fact that this may be the only game or the only night that they have to play, and they may only get one game in. It was different for me when I was back in California and I had an LGS to go to on multiple occasions. I could visit multiple LGSs in a week. I could get 15, 20 games in. And so the more you play, I think the more comfortable you become with winning. You'll know how your deck works better, and you won't be in fear of having that one piece countered, because you'll know that you've got other ways of getting it back. So a lot of this it has to be a discussion. It can't just be, oh, I'm relying on this one thing to tell me when I'm going to win and I'm going to abuse it.
The community voice says, yeah, I understand that. However, I just know a guy who spends more money than I do. That's what my local area deals with. And I understand it could be different in other areas. That's true.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've got some very specific things to say about that. We should talk off the air, only because money doesn't have to matter. It does not have to. I guarantee you, it does not have to matter. We've talked about it with. Anyhow, you pushed the button there. I got a lot to say. It's not all bad, but
I mean, our store owner has two decks. The deck combined costs less than one of my cheapest dual lands, and he wins consistently.
Nice.
Right? He has a $65 Walls deck and a $63 Is It deck that just plays a bunch of mana rocks and overruns you with 1/1 goblins. It's awesome, right? These are incredibly low decks, cheap decks that can absolutely win games at bracket 3 decks. Tor and Hillbilly have seen my bracket 3 decks that I've played. The decks I'm talking about go toe-to-toe with those. He wins games on a consistent basis, and those decks are less than $70, right? So while people can outspend you, your deck, if your deck is just better, and I don't mean more expensive. I just mean if your deck is more synergistic with a better construction, you will beat Moneybags more often than not.
Absolutely. My Ghoul Caller Gisa started out as a $25 deck. The whole deck, lands and everything, 25 bucks is what it
that you
started
posted
at.
about this deck.
Yeah.
Let's see. All right. Let's see. Omega says, I want to do a big, flashier, scary thing before I die. I don't care about winning. And near as much as that. Anyway, I just find a casual player discussing brackets with other players. I always run into mine is like a 3, low 4, etc. It's always OP than what they say. Just need honesty, right? Right. That's one of the things I feel like.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, what's a low 4 in a 3, right? If it's a 3 and it's like a low 4, then it's probably a bracket 4.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, for
That
sure.
was the intent.
Somebody tells
And
me their deck's a high 3 or low 4. I'm like, oh, well, then this is not, you're not playing in our bracket 3 game. I'm sorry.
Right.
But here's the thing. If people tell you that ahead of time, it would lead to, I think, a better experience. We can hurry up and get your win out of the way, and then we can go on and play another fun game afterwards if we need to. Now, that's maybe not going to be all the time. But again, you've got to respect the other people's time and their ability to play, too. If I've only got a low or a mid-tier 3, and that's all I can play, well, don't pub stomp me or don't waste my time. Tell me that ahead of time so I can find somebody else to play with. Or, like I said, we can hurry up, get your win out of the way. You'll be satisfied for the night, and then we can get on to the fun game that everybody can enjoy.
Canadian Voice says, honestly, a conversation is 100%. Don't be a dweeb.
Yeah.
There are some things that should be brought up during the Rule Zero, such as Infect or Bolas, Sensei's Aetherflux, so on and so forth. And it says bracket is in power, right? Bracket system is made to protect the gameplay of lower powered decks. And it's also to give people a conversation piece to start on, look at this. It's unfair to me when I have to pre-select a deck like this dinosaur deck and make a thumbnail for it and everything and ask people to play a bracket 3 game. I don't always have to share. I don't have to share my deck list, but this deck's set. It's not changed, right? And people can choose what decks they want to play. Well, when we get a bracket 3 game going on and people come in, they start talking about their decks. You know, I can't like even someone's in a higher bracket deck at that time when we're discussing decks, I can't be like, well, we need to search for a new player. That would take the game out of play, right? Can't start the game way later than 7 p.m. You know,
I've got some suggestions for that, though. So, one, I was going to say, yes, you absolutely can require people to submit their deck list beforehand on Moxfield or whatever. Just let folks know, hey, if you're going to play with us, hit us up on Discord, give me your deck list, and so on. So it could be public knowledge. The other thing is require people that are going to be on the show to bring 2, 3, whatever, to bring a couple of decks to choose from.
Right.
So you can set those rules and with an iron grip, tell people what's going to happen.
Omega says 2 decks in the same bracket can be wildly different. That's very true.
They could be, but they shouldn't be.
Yeah, they shouldn't be.
If you're playing bracket 3 and your deck isn't strong enough to play in bracket 3, then put it in bracket 2. If you can't be in bracket 2 because you have game changers, then take the game changers out of your deck. Clearly, they're not doing anything, right? If you're playing in bracket 3, but you're just curb stomping everybody, then you're not a bracket 3. You're a bracket 4, right? That's the thing. If you're using the brackets properly, and everybody at the table is using them properly, you should get a good experience, an equal powered experience out of using the brackets. What happens is that people aren't using the brackets properly. There should not be huge wild swings in your game. And look, I understand, okay? I understand that we all take our deck buildings very seriously, and none of us want to be said, oh, hey, this deck that I built to be a bracket 3 is actually a bracket 2. It happens, okay? Get over it. It happens. If you're building a bracket 3 deck and you just keep losing at bracket 3, you didn't build a bracket 3 deck. I'm sorry. You built a bracket 2 deck. Take your game changers out. Play at bracket 2. If you have a bracket 3 deck that's winning an inordinate amount of games, you didn't build a bracket 3 deck. You build a bracket 4 deck. Please go play in bracket 4. You'll make everybody's life so much easier.
Right. How do you
Yeah.
try to bring 2 decks minimum? If one is too strong, it can normally go down in power, which is cool. Like, I'm not upset about last night's games. We want to talk about it, but I was upset how fast the second game went. That was it.
And then
Like,
I
I'm
was
not
gonna
excited.
I was gonna say back to the disruption, of someone's deck or their combo or whatever, leads into the discussion of like, yeah, a lot of us have been playing Magic, been around a while. We kind of have a way to perceive, what's coming,
Mhm.
right? So of course we're gonna disrupt, right? So that's something to consider that like people don't realize that at rule 0 that you need to explain what your deck is gonna do and by intent, because a lot of us have been around enough to know decks and know commanders and know what people tend to play and what things to expect that are coming.
Omega says, what turn can your deck win on without interaction? Oh, so how fast can your deck run without interaction?
I don't agree with this
Question
because
is a determined turn.
you should be interacting, right? And this is going to put decks like, if I tell Tort, hey Tort, what deck? If no one interacts with you, what deck are you going to start killing people with Rafika the Mini?
Right.
On average, with your Rafika the Mini deck, if nobody starts if no one interacts with your stuff, how fast are you going to start killing people?
Right.
And Tort's going to say he's going to start killing people on 4. So that would, in theory, say Tort's deck belongs in bracket 4. Hey Tort, can you win the game on bracket 4? Can you win the game on turn 4 in bracket 4? Because if not, then it ain't a bracket 4, right? If you're not threatening to win, you're not in that bracket.
Right.
So you have to know that there's going to be some interaction, right? And they've talked about this. It's in the articles. That's why I say people stop just reading the bullet points. Go read the articles.
Right.
Because they specifically call out this, that interaction is important. That interaction should be taken into account.
Right. And one of the problems with deck building is not everybody builds the same kind of deck or builds the same thesis. Even though, like, we've talked about deck building, and we got another episode of deck building. I need to plan around next time Matt Saxon's going to be on, because he loves being on those ones. My next game theory piece.
I love being on all the time. I just wish I
was-
could always be here.
Right. So when you give me your schedule, I'll try to work around that for sure. What was I talking about? But like, yeah, we talked about the bracket system and whatnot. We've talked about it before. Though one thing I think the bracket system is missing is Gavin Verhey's words, intent, and everything on. But my friends, it is sadly that time.
No, we just got here. What are you doing?
We got to get to this button right here. This button. See?
No.
I'm going to press it.
Don't do it. No,
Hit
don't.
that subscribe button. Become a part of the creep.
Too much to take. Show is lit. MTG3, are you game? Rise, creep, rise, building a following as we gain. Spitting fire like a dragon, no one can bring us down. MTG3 in the house, we own this town. Ripping through the beats with a fury.
Oh, everybody! I can't believe how fast that episode went. Holy
Flew
cow.
by.
And that was a hot topic. We had 10 people constantly in the show. That's because Matt Saxon's good looks, right? But anyways, honestly, I think that the brackets, as well as most other systems, overlook one thing: player experience level. That's Kevin Hain. Welcome to the show, and
For sure.
it's a good thought to have.
Matters so much.
It
Matters so much.
because game memory, like knowing what's in the game, knowing what colors have, kind of being able to expect what's going to happen.
Yeah, that's what I was alluding to. Yeah, that's what I was kind of getting
Yeah, it
at.
could definitely prove good on the game. But we need to get to the shill section, the thrill section. We need to let people discuss and talk about their channels, where they can find them. But first, I don't know if you're ready, but Dad usually has a song of the day. Do you got one? Whoop. You're muted.
Oh, he's muted. There we go.
There we go. I'm muted. Yeah, to reiterate, the song of the day is by a band called Queen. I don't know if anybody knows that band.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
And this is Super Super Fast's song "We Are the Champions." You know,
We
the show was interesting to
are the
me since
champions.
it's changed since last time I was on the show. The conversation.
Mhm.
Last time I was on the show, brackets were coming, but they weren't here.
Mhm.
Now they're here, and I don't have a clue what's happening. It was very interesting to me, but I appreciated all the comments by the guys, and thanks for having me on. And I don't say much because I don't know what's going on. So I enjoyed the show. Okay, I'm done.
All right. With that, we're gonna
Great
jump
song
over to
choice.
Matt Saxon.
Well, thank you for having me. I always enjoy being here. I love the lively discussions, and I think that is the best thing that anybody can do when it comes to playing Commander is get more information, engage with more people, watch more content like this, and learn your deck better and respect other people. That's your PSA for the day. Respect other people.
Respect. Dun, 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 dun. The more you know.
The
All
more
right.
you know.
I wish I could get the audio clip, where it shows a shooting star.
Yes.
And it's like the more you know. Yeah, that'd be
Yes.
awesome. With that, is Rhino there? Yeah, Rhino's there.
Yeah, I'm here.
Rhino.
Hey guys, thanks for having me on the show today. So I'll be launching my first episode next Saturday at about 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So it's like 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for me. We'll be doing a unboxing of at least 1 or 2 boxes of Lorwyn. And then, I mentioned it like to the guys before the show, but my Etsy store that's attached to the channel should be up in a couple months. We just got the printer for our play mats and everything, so things are getting moving along. Next item on board is a 3D printer, and we'll be able to start making all kinds of things.
So if the links are not popping in chat for you, sometimes they just pop in one chat and not the other because they're streaming on both vertical and horizontal.
Yeah, I'll tell everybody. You can find me at YouTube at the Real Rhino Blitz, and then also at Twitch at the Real Rhino Blitz.
Well, on top of that, if you want to find their link for sure, everybody's link here is in the description below. Yeah. So, easy way to find it. So go down, click on Rhino Blitz, join his channel. With that, we're going to jump over to the man with the mohawk, Rayman.
Hey guys, thanks for having me. Thanks for everybody who was watching. If you want to see more content from the place I'm streaming, which is Mr. B's Game Lounge here in Pennington Gap, Virginia, you can check us out. We're on YouTube at Mr. B's Game Lounge. We're here almost every night playing Commander. We had people here till close last night playing. Tonight we're going to do the Two-Headed Giant event. That is a WPN event. We're going to do that tonight. We'll have F&M tomorrow night. We're going to be doing the Lorwyn event, which is actually really cool. You draw your hand. Once your hand is ready, you draw a second hand and lay it down, and you put it over in Shadowmoor. And when the planes shift, your hand shifts. It's a really cool thing that they're doing for all the sets. I really like this one. I think it's got a lot of flavor for the set. So we're going to be doing that tomorrow night. We didn't have games this week on the YouTube channel because of some personal stuff that was going on, so we couldn't get into the lounge, but we'll be back next week with 2 games. And we got a lot of stuff cooking. So check us out at Mr. B's Game Lounge, and I will see you guys tomorrow.
Tomorrow. All right. With that, now, drum roll, please. It's Hillbilly.
Hey, everybody. Turtles will be here soon. They've done updated the disc. Wizards has done updated their private Discord. So know that Turtles is coming soon, which is awesome. Can't wait to play with the cards. But anyway, that's in the near future. Today around 2 o'clock, I'll be doing another arena stream. Try to brew up a new deck. Play some arena this afternoon around 2 o'clock.
All right. Sounds good. Everybody, check out Hillbilly. Links in the description if it's not in chat. Yeah. Everybody, Super Fast Tortoise. Hope you enjoyed the show today. I'm glad a lot of you had a lot to say to input because you guys come with different experience, and we appreciate that. I appreciate that. Everybody here loves the fact that you guys participate because that's all we ask for is participation. and you guys rocked it today. And with that, I want to say I am trying to throw a bracket 3 game tonight. I'm going to try to select a deck, and I'm going to try to post my shout out a little differently tonight. I'm going to try to plan it out because I got some stuff to do to have a I'm going to try to make a conversation happen before it happens. So we're going to try to do that. So with that, my friends, I want to thank you guys for all being here. Everybody here on the show. Thank you, Rayman, Hillbilly, Good You Dude, Whoop Whoop, Mod Saxon, Salty Jones, and Rhino Blitz. I don't know why I make the salt references to Michael.
I don't know why. I'm such a nice guy. I'm so calm and
Oh yeah, because I screwed you really bad that one day with Narset. And you did not show.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No
I
salt.
deny everything
No
and demand
salt.
proof. Okay, that's my standard line. I deny everything and demand proof. Just because I'm Tibalts Apprentice, that doesn't mean anything sinister. It doesn't. It can't be.
Right.
With that,
Anybody buying that? No? Okay.
With that, my friends, I want to thank you all. Again, thank you, my channel members and subscribers for growing the channel. Hit that like button, subscribe button, and bell for everything you want to know. And with that, I want to remind you that you're loved. Someone think about you. And if you can't, say and or do something positive for someone else today because you might be the change they need. With that, we're going to get to that outro.
I want to thank you, channel members of the channel, for supporting this creep the way you do. You are awesome. And you subscribers, everybody that subscribes, you're doing amazing too. Thank you very much for all that you do.
Start the morning with coffee in your cup. Time to hang out with friends and chat it up. Bring a smile and good luck. Hit that like button and let's chat it up. Good times start with us, you and me. Good morning, welcome to the morning coffee show.